Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. There's going to be a signing sheet for everyone to sign, just for accountabilities and.
There. Oh, good. Now I can't see that. So, I am Meg Scott Johnson. I live in Austin Square. Actually, 5 years ago today, this time, I walked into this room, found this room, walked into this room and sat down because it was a meeting of the Landscape Committee. I walked out and I was on the committee. And now I'm chair of the committee. I'm very grateful to Frankie Holmes, who's doing the video presentation here, and to Mr. Hugo Perez, who is the superintendent of HLS, our landscape maintenance company, because he's here to show and tell us about the irrigation systems. I mean plural systems. Each neighborhood has its own system, 3 separate systems, and obviously everything that has to do with landscape needs irrigation. So, what I have learned from Mr. Perez is every time I say to him something about an area or a plant, he says, first we check the irrigation. And I thought, I don't understand all this, and I don't know that anybody understands all this, so he's going to give us a presentation so we understand this.
Good.
So, Mr. Hugo Perez, you're on.
Come on in. All right. All right. So we're going to do a little exercise, everybody, just to make sure I have your attention, okay? So if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Okay, if you're just present, go ahead and just clap your hands. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this is the first time giving this presentation in this manner, in this classroom, right? In other settings, you know, I've given presentations. So I'm going to show you slides, right? But I'm not going to read off the slides, right? I'm not going to, you know, you can read. Everyone can read, okay? So if you ever have a question about any of the information, go ahead and let me know. Don't hesitate. Stop me, all right? Because some of this information may be new, and I want everyone to be informed. At the end of the slide, there's a map. There's a map, right? And I want to kind of dive into that map to any concerns that you may have, okay, concerning irrigation. We won't talk about plants today, unfortunately, right, Meg? We won't talk about plants or planting in the future. Today we're going to strictly focus on irrigation. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Molly? We're going to talk about the systems. Like Meg said, it's plural. It's many systems. Go ahead. So let's talk about your controllers, right? This is the motherboard. This is the motherboard that communicates with the solenoids. So you have 2 types of controllers. You have the Hunter IC2, and then you have the nodes, okay? So 2 different controllers, similar function. The controller to the left, this controller operates many zones. It's adequate for the irrigation here at Eagle Straits. The other controller, the node, this is more for isolated bed or landscape area that's isolated from the entire system, right? Sometimes running wire to a specific area, it's not cost effective, right? We'd rather use that money for plants for you guys, right? So those 2 types of controllers that you have, right? So every month, we're tasked to check the operations of these 2 controllers. These 2 types of controllers. Next. Yes?
Generally, are those 2 used throughout the 3 neighborhoods, or do they vary because of newer neighborhoods?
So go back to the previous. So you have 5 controllers of this mode. 5 of these, and you have 3 of these. All right, so every neighborhood has their dedicated controller. Okay, rain sensors. We're just going to go over the components, basic components. Rain sensors. So It doesn't make sense to run the irrigation on the days that it rains, right? We're trying to conserve our lakes. We want ducks on our lakes, we want fish in our lakes, right? So we're trying to conserve the water. How do we do that? We installed sensors, all right? So these sensors are tested. So every month we're tasked to test these sensors, and we can do that through the controller, all right? And sometimes if the sensors has failed, we had to replace it. You know, we set up a ladder and then replace the hardware, right? So every major controller will have a sensor. Next. Ways to deliver water. Okay, so this is what you see. This is what you see. Come on, and water come out, right? We'll talk about the pop-up devices. Those are the ones that are notorious for being damaged accidentally, right? Or you'll see them, you know. So these are the pop-ups. These are the ones that are, they're most of the time they're flush to the ground, and you'll see a stem pop up, and then a little nozzle that sprays in a spraying pattern, right? These are mostly for small grass areas, lawns, beds with flowers, those kind of things, right? These are my favorite. Pop-ups, to me, are awesome. They provide great coverage. Next one we're going to talk about are rotors. Rotors are used for open areas, right? Open grasses, the lakeside, or whatnot, right? So these are for areas that are pretty large. Like you need to irrigate 30 feet at a time, right? So this is what we use rotors. These are the ones that do this motion, right? They rotate. They rotate, right? So these are rotors. They rotate. The pop-ups do the pop motion, right? They pop up like, you know, they pop up. So that's pop-ups, and those are rotors. The next one we're going to talk about are the ones that I really don't like, and those are the drip lines, right? I don't like them, but they're part of the landscaping, right? These are used for small landscape beds, right? You want to give that a slow release of water, right? This is where you would use drip line. However, there's some installers that overdo it. They'll install too much drip line for what the area is asking for, right? So they'll exaggerate how much watering can be used in drip line, right? And that's not good. That's not good for the landscape, right? Because it's not getting adequate watering, and it's not cost effective down the road, because then you have to figure out, well, what do I do now? You know, I don't have the proper watering method, so now I have to fix it, right? So those are some of the issues with the drip line. The next item we're going to talk about is the the emitters, right? I like to call them pot emitters, because those are those small little lines, right, with the little stake on them, and you'll stick them into the pots, and they irrigate the pots, right? You guys have all seen them, right? Those are notorious for getting clogged. So yes, everything was working right at the beginning of the month when we fixed them, but throughout the time, you know, those get clogged, right? So we have to constantly keep an eye on those emitters. If you notice, there's some areas where we have flowers near the entrances where we'll have emitters. We actually went ahead and installed emitters on top of the drip. So apart from having drip, you also have emitters, so you get that extra coverage for the flowers. Next. Okay, let's talk about the scheduling. This is what everybody wants to know. What is the scheduling? Hugo, that's great that you have all these devices and you have the latest and greatest, but when am I going to get water? Or what time do I get water? So we're going to go by each controller, right? And we're going to go over, just in general, what's the watering schedule. I'm going to take a little bit longer, so you can take a picture if you want to take a picture. If you want to write it down, you can write it down. If you don't want to do all that and you just want to come up to me at the end of the presentation, I'm more glad to give this information. So once a month, our crew is tasked to review these programs, okay? So if you notice, we had 3 programs on this controller. This is controller 1. Controller 1 irrigates NB1, neighborhood 1, okay? I must let you know that NB1 has 2 controllers. 2 controllers for NB1, okay? Just let you know. So program A and program B, if you notice, those are the same hour. They come on at the same hour. How is that possible? Well, you guys have a 4-inch main line, right? It's the main line, the main artery, putting out water, 4 inches. This allows you to irrigate more than one area, right? So we're fortunate enough that I can start irrigating 2 sections at a time at 9 p.m., right? So we'll start at zone 1, for example, zone 1, and then I can start in zone 50, and then we can work that way, right? So that's program A and B in this section. Program C is typically dedicated for flowers, right? So if you notice, I start at 2 a.m., right? I start at 2 a.m. and I'm watering flowers, program C. Program D, in this scenario, it's additional watering, right? When summer, we want to give it that extra water, right? So program D is dedicated for additional water, okay? Let me know if I need to pause, if you guys need more time. Okay. So,
How long does those programs run, from 9 p.m. to when?
great question. Great question. So, for example, program A. In this program, not every zone runs the same time, right? Because I have to water different areas at different times. If I have open areas, I'm going to use the rotors to irrigate for 15 minutes. Just an example. If I have something that's newly installed, right? Newly installed, I have to water it more. So I have to run it for 20 minutes. Just an example. So, if you ask me, hey, Hugo, outside my patio, I'd like to know a general area of what time that comes on. Shoot me that information or shoot it to Meg, and then I can give you the calculations, right? Because I have to sit down and write down by zone, right? By zone. And it changes. Like I said, it fluctuates. Sometimes we do new planting, and we have to change that watering schedule. So even though it says 9 p.m., we do our best to cease all the watering before the community starts walking the area, right? So that's the challenge there. It's a great challenge. We have to irrigate before the community starts walking, because we don't want to get you wet. I don't want to get people wet, right? I want to look out for the community, so I have to do all my watering before 7 a.m. Before 7 a.m. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, if you want to know a specific site or specific area, please reach out to Meg, and then I can get you that information. I'm usually off by like 10 minutes because I have to give it time to. Sometimes the zones are far apart from each other, and it takes a minute for the controller to activate the solenoid. So sometimes I'm off by 10 minutes, but pretty accurate. Question?
No, I was just trying to read.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
What are the first two?
Typically, these two are running simultaneously. These is just general irrigation. So when I started doing irrigation, funny, I didn't know much about irrigation, right? Obviously, when you start. And I was doing a repair. And I was like, okay, well, this nozzle needs to be replaced, okay? But I needed to, the pop-up to rise so I can change the nozzle. So I turn on the valve and it pops up, right? The thing pops up. I'm saying, great, that's what I want. But it's broken and I need to change the nozzle. How do I do it? Okay. So my great thinking, I was like, okay, let me take off the nozzle. And I'm unscrewing the nozzle and there's just fountain of water. It's fountain water to the face, just everywhere, water everywhere. And I'm like, what do I do now? So that's how I started doing irrigation. I just trial and error, but good thing I got support now, so I don't have to get wet. Yes.
The run times for the various places, is it like 15 or 20 minutes? Are there ever any like 30-minute or?
Yes.
So it,
Yeah, there's some 30-minute drip lines. Absolutely.
30-minute?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And like I said, I had so many zones that if you asked me for a specific zone, I'd have to sit there and map it and then get with Meg and let her know around what time. Okay. So can we move on to controller 2? Okay, controller 2. Controller 2, again, program A, program B. can run simultaneously because I have a 4-inch main line, 4-inch artery of water that feeds simultaneously, right?
And this is still neighborhood 1?
This is NB1, yes, ma'am. Yeah, and then we got some history here. HLS has had some history here. We were part of the initial installation, planting. I can't tell you about the irrigation, right? But I can tell you about the planting. And if you guys ever wonder who installed the legacy tree, that was HLS. Yeah, that was
Who
HLS.
installed what?
The legacy tree,
Legacy Oak.
legacy oak. Yeah. Yeah. So everyone, let me know when you're ready. Let me know. Okay, controller 3. Everyone check out this wildflower lakeside.
So that's Lakeside?
No, it doesn't. No. I gotta let you know that the pictures do not correlate with the controller. The pictures are just for show. They're just for show. They're just background pictures. This controller irrigates Bayou Vista. Bayou Vista, yeah.
Is it working?
Is the controller working? Yes, the controller is functioning.
What's not working?
The area that's not working right now, it's out of commission, is the assisted living courtyard. Yes. And I've forwarded that quote to Miss Kennedy. And the area has suffered. You can tell. I mean, you guys got to imagine we're putting down anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches every night. So it's a lot of water. 1 inch to 2 inches is a lot of water.
Is it
But
worth
it's-
saying how come it's not working?
Should I get into the details? Okay. So whenever there's a modification to the site, I do recommend that HLS is part of it, right? So with this area at Assisted Living Courtyard, we weren't even here. We were not part of that. So I can't tell you exactly what happened, but what I can tell you is that this area was affected by that construction site. So
Did something break? Is that what you're trying to
no. It was temporarily cut off. And it was capped. It was capped.
Permanently,
Well,
when they
yeah. I say temporary because in the future it's going to get reestablished.
Has it been reproved by General Services, or are we waiting for them to make a decision?
They will have to review my quote, and we're going to have to go over the details.
Are we gonna lose plants in the process?
We've removed whatever plants that haven't made it. In the future, go ahead.
As they die, you're gonna replace them? Is that what's happening?
Mm.
Is that part of the quote?
No, I haven't gotten a quote together for replacement, but we've done our best to keep that place tidy. Mhm.
Is there any way you could water in that area?
Take a hose out? I'll come water.
There's
No, you're busy.
I want you to look out for your health. It's really hot outside. It's really hot. For the amount of rain that we received from the heavens, right? Everything that's alive is well grown, well rooted. So no, don't water it.
So
Don't
we're
water it.
not, in that zone, we're okay, plants aren't dying.
Whatever is alive is hardy, right? And drought.
What does that mean, whatever's alive? Is something dead?
No. The plants that are there are alive. The plants that are there are alive. Right? The trees are alive. Grass is alive.
And the bushes are alive?
The bushes are alive.
They're just not thriving.
They're not thriving. They're not as luscious as you want them, right? You want everything green, you know? You want things to be green, flourishing, flowering, because it attracts life. It attracts butterflies, good worms, people, right? It attracts people. So
How long has this been out of service?
it's been a while. Like I said, before we joined the project, I want to say that it was
When the wall was made, Cardinal Run parking up against the Bayou Vista side, when that concrete wall was put in, the irrigation was broken.
That's a long time ago.
That's a
isn't it?
long time ago, so to speak, and because they did not check with anybody about landscape, they just put the wall up.
Uh-oh.
That's what happened.
And it isn't fixed.
We're just innocent victims.
Oh, Molly, go back. Go back, go back.
Where is this
No.
control?
Go back, Molly, please. Go back. Okay, so BioVista. BioVista, I guess, has a program A and a program B. Program B is dedicated for the flowers in the pots. So go ahead. Did I answer your question? I'm sorry, I feel like I'm leaving
Well,
you.
I'm concerned, I'm new to this committee, so
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna ask questions that's been asked before, but it sounds to me like if things are out for a long time, somebody's not doing their job, and I'd like to know who it is. If you put in a quote and everybody's sitting on their hands, so to speak, and nothing gets done, we're paying for this landscaping, aren't we? Aren't we as residents paying for this, or am I wrong?
You're paying for it.
Okay, so we replace plants because they died because the irrigation's not working. That seems really counterintuitive, doesn't it?
No, we know better than to plant plants there, and nothing's been planted there.
Okay.
It's on my watch. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So this next slide, right? Next slide. This is controller 4. Controller 4 irrigates what's Austin Square, Galveston Crossing. Austin Square, Galveston Crossing, Amarillo Terrace.
Neighborhood 2.
Neighborhood 2. Yeah, neighborhood 2.
How much water are you drawing out at 9 o'clock in the morning? Because every one of these come on the same day at 9 o'clock in the morning,
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. I'm sorry. What was the question? I'm sorry.
How much, I mean, every one of these controllers is pulling out water at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
That's a
So
lot of water
Yes.
for a 4-inch pipe.
yes, I apologize. Each community has their own pump. Right. So MB1 has their own pump that draws water from the lake. MB2 has their own water pump that draws from another lake or the same lake. And then MB3 has their own pump that pumps from the West Lake.
Oh, so it's not the same pump.
It's not the same pump. No.
Okay.
No. That's a good question. Great
Where's
question.
the pump for neighborhood 1 and neighborhood 2?
Oh. Oh. Well, I really don't want to disclose that because people do get curious. But if you must know, pump number 1 is located near the Legacy Oak Tree. Okay, it's underground. Right. It's got a heavy door. I recommend.
That's that concrete vault with the metal top?
Correct. I recommend don't try lifting it. It's pretty heavy. Pump number 2 is located near the old Rose Garden. I'm sorry, the previous Rose Garden. Now it's just the Amarillo Terrace. And so pump number 3 is located inside the construction zone. So you're not getting in there. I can't even get in there. You're not gonna get in there. So that's pump 3. So I didn't want to talk about it because I don't have access to it. And it's actually off limits for me to touch those pumps.
Is that pump in neighborhood 3 in a vault underground?
No, it's sitting above ground, enclosed in a metal box. Yes.
It pushes around it now.
And
they
there's-
planted roses around it.
I did not plant roses. Don't. Okay, so let's talk about controller 4, please. I want to talk about controller 4. Controller 4. Again, we got program A, B. They can run simultaneously. C for flowers and D for additional water. All right. Controller 5. Can you go back, Molly? Can you go back? Is everyone comfortable with zone 4 or controller 4?
What zone did you say?
That's for neighborhood 2.
No, MB2. MB2. I want to give everybody a chance.
And this controller 5 is for where?
Controller 5 is for MB3. MB3. If you guys notice, there's a 6 p.m. program. If you guys notice, there's a 6 p.m. program and a 7 p.m. program. Those 2 programs are for the new areas, the new construction areas. All right, and those are going to change.
They're gonna change?
Yes, the timing is going to change eventually. But right now, they are requesting this water to be on at those times.
When they expand neighborhood 3, is that controller gonna work for everything, or you gonna put another one in it?
No, it's going to work for the entire area, yes.
Is it working now?
It's working now. The controller's working now.
Is it pumping enough?
The pump is pumping, I believe they have irrigation issues.
Yeah, we do.
They have irrigations. It's on their side. It's on their side.
It's on whose side? Who's
The construction.
company?
The construction side. They're gonna have to figure out what's going on. Our side is getting watered, full pressure. I ran it just yesterday. The fire lane that's on the, is it south side? No, it's the east side. The fire lane by Hummingbird Square, yes. Those valves are on their side.
I'm confused as to whose side, who's there?
The construction area.
Okay,
Construction
so
area.
they're responsible for it now? Yes.
Hmm.
And Cardinal Run is a different group like you or something? I
No,
don't
no, 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 no. What I mean is, we're in charge of all of active areas at Eagles Trace. What I'm not responsible for is areas under construction.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right,
And so those
You
two
know.
dead pencil hollies, are they yours or theirs?
Those are mine now. Those are mine now. I believe those are diseased.
And are they gonna get replaced soon? I'm off tangent,
They're gonna get trimmed first, and then
Okay.
we're gonna talk about
And,
replacement.
there was a third one that's leaning across the sidewalk while you're fooling with those things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, those are gonna have to get staked.
Are they
Yeah.
under warranty right now? Are they new or is we paying for that again?
I don't have the answer for that. I don't. Yes,
Where's the area y'all are talking about right now?
Hummingbird Square. Hummingbird Square on the south side.
Where the pencil,
Yeah, Sky Pencil. Yes. Mhm.
Or the,
Oh, what was the question?
or the things that you just picked up
Mhm.
from the construction zone,
Mm-hmm.
which is no longer a construction zone,
Mhm.
are they under warranty? That's the question.
There's a year warranty on anything after new construction.
Okay.
So, for example, we had crepe myrtles that were planted without being staked, and so they submitted a warranty request and they were staked.
Good.
Good deal.
Us don't like stakes.
I get a break. Woohoo! I get a break. Next slide, please. No, I think that's it, right? No more slides? All right, nodes. Again, we talked about nodes, right? Nodes are for areas that are isolated from the controllers. Wiring. We're talking about wiring. We're not talking about pipes. The water still comes from the pumps. It's just the wiring, right? So in this place, we're using the nodes. So every month we check the function of the nodes, and if need, we change out the batteries. Right? These are battery operated. And this is the schedule. Node 1 and 2 are by, one is located in the parking lot of PT, and the other one is on the street side of Red Bud. The third one is located by the parking spot areas of AT.
The third one is where?
AT, parking lot area closest to the fence. The carports. There's a little island there that has tree. That's a tree and
Are you
Congrats.
saying neighborhood 3 doesn't have a node?
no, neighborhood 3 does not need nodes. Everything's wired together to the central point of the controller. Mhm. And just briefly, just want to touch bases on this. So the community has a 2-wire system, meaning that all these valves are connected to 2 wires. That's what this is called, 2 wires, right? So just to give you a heads up, if you imagine a body, right? Just a body, right? It's a body. One system of 2 wires connected to all of it. Just to give you that information. Other systems have multiple wires, right? But that is expensive. That is really expensive. To have that system in your community, that's expensive. So they have a 2-wire system here on this site, which is the most logical thing to do. Kudos. All right, next slide, please. All right, so this is the map. This is the section of the presentation that I briefly want to go over it, right? I have my irrigators here, present, so we can answer the few questions, right? I probably won't answer all the questions, but I do want to answer any questions right now that you might have right now based on irrigation. Is there a question? Don't be shy.
I don't think I have been. What irrigation system is not working? You said there's issues at neighborhood 3. And if it's not working, what's the problem and is it gonna get fixed when?
No, they did the installation for their new area, right? They're familiar with the piping.
So it's all around Hummingbird that they're having,
No, just where they are doing work.
all right.
They have to figure out what the issue is there. For their issue is low water pressure.
So the rest of neighborhood 3 has got decent irrigation?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Oscar, ¿tiene buena presión? Hummingbird Square. Cardinal Run. Mockingbird Square. Mockingbird. Okay. Yes, he says all the areas
Some of the
irrigated.
landscaping doesn't look very good.
So why is the skull cap by door C3 not thriving? Because I was assuming that might be a water problem.
No. As a matter of fact, it's not. It's pretty moist. It's pretty moist.
What's wrong with the plants?
I think it might be just getting water from the AC, all the AC
Well, that's
drainage.
That's to the right of the door you're facing it. The
I-
skull cap's to the left of the door.
I think I checked on them. It looks like it was overwatered.
Overwater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, plants can die from overwater. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a controller of some kind of in the putting green area?
Are you talking about Audubon Clubhouse?
Yeah, Audubon Clubhouse in that little area. I've seen
Not
people
inside.
turning things, well, it's not, it's someplace around there, isn't it? Because I've seen somebody checking the sprinklers.
Yes, not inside the putting green, but around the putting green. Yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes. Because that's artificial turf, and you don't need water for that.
No.
We just blow it. We just blow it. Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Keep it clean. Yes,
Austin Square,
yes.
just over there.
Where in Austin Square?
Well, why don't the azaleas that you planted on the east end, right there, they're unhappy. In fact, they're dying out. What's with the Austin Square irrigation system?
Okay. Great question. Okay, so this area here, to include the pots, all irrigated by drip line. And the valve is right here in the middle. So if I was to take my measuring wheel, this is roughly, ¿cuántos pies crees que son? 1,300 feet. 1,300 feet. I'm asking this one valve to irrigate all the beds next to the building. So technically you do have water. Technically you do have water to sustain life. One second. Technically you have water to sustain some plant lives, right? Not all. So.
A cactus.
So the initial installer, right? Slap on the hand for the initial installer for having that insane idea of trying to run 1,300 feet of drip line off of one valve. So what is the solution?
So what's the solution?
What is the solution? So the solution is, what my irrigators inform me, is that we must install a dedicated irrigation valve for this area. So that would eliminate some of the pressure that's being taken away from here. That means this pot with flowers will thrive and wouldn't need watering from the neighbor.
When's that gonna happen?
Let's get a proposal.
That is on my desk. That is on my desk. So what we done in the meantime is we rigged something together in the meantime to put a pop-up in that one area, but it's not enough. It's not working, right? Because it's not the correct thing to do. The correct thing to do is to have a dedicated valve for that area. Once that is established, you'll have enough water to sustain new plant life.
Are there other areas in neighborhood 2, let's start there, where there needs to be more irrigation, more valves?
Where
More pressure?
you're talking about all of it, all of MB2.
Anywhere. Where do you know that there is need?
No, for sure. The drip line at Austin Square, for sure. That is bad installation for having to run drip lines on valves that don't do that. They're not supposed to do that.
But
Isn't
so,
that a capital requirement then to change that? If you have to install another valve and all, that's a capital requirement, or is it small?
It might be.
Might.
We'd have to, let's,
We don't have an estimate yet, though.
I
No.
can,
Is it under
It-
2,500?
It's on my desk. It's on my desk. Hmm.
but neighborhood 3
Mhm.
lost so many, all of the initial planting next to the building, and very little, if any, has been replaced. And it's my understanding that was a drip line problem. You're
Are-
saying the drip line around neighborhood 3.
We're jumping to MB3.
Neighborhood 3.
Neighborhood 3. No, neighborhood 3 has drip line, but not as bad as Austin Square. Austin Square is a different story. We are working with whatever we plant to install enough irrigation. So, no, they don't have a drip line problem like Austin Square. ¿Es suficiente agua el drip line en Carnival? Mhm. Yeah, no. The drip line is sufficient at
Well,
Carnival.
there, about where the C6, I think that's a 6, is those, the weeds in the flower beds are thriving, so it's obviously getting enough water under that C6, so, but, it's my understanding, that's why so many of the foundation plantings died and haven't been replaced, is because of a poor drip system.
No, the roses didn't make it because of a disease. No, that's a different topic. No, but things are thriving. MB3 things are thriving. It's just really hot. You got to imagine. That's one thing I didn't talk about on the slide, but you got to imagine this heat wave was a impact. This heat wave was a sudden change, because if you remember, the previous week we had received plenty of rain. So everything was loving it. You got to imagine when you water something constantly, that plant form gets adjusted to it. They have to. They have to get adjusted to the water. So if you imagine constant watering, and all of a sudden it ceases, and we go back to one of the slides. It has a rain sensor, right? So the rain sensor has to dry before it can reactivate. So it takes a little bit of time for the system to activate to water again. So these plants were receiving water. They received water from the rains, and then it stopped. And what followed? The heat wave, the immediate impact. And we adjusted. HLS adjusted it. And I believe before the heat wave arrived, Meg and I had a conversation. And one of my concerns is, Meg, I can't irrigate during the day. So I have to run more programs, because I can't run during the day. I'm going to get people wet. So, yeah, we're adjusting. And yeah. Next question. Yes.
On the east side of Pecan Grove, we've got that 200-foot community garden with some really high grass in it. And we have pop-ups that may go up, I don't know, 12 inches, whatever they go, and the grass is 24 inches. And if there's a pop-up next to one of those, which there are on both sides of that, as you know, the water hits that grass. It doesn't disperse. And if we were to walk it now, you would see, a lot of plants that aren't getting water. Is the only solution to maybe put some heads in the middle of the garden as opposed to having them, on the outside borders, or what is the solution
So you have pop-ups on top of the hill and at the bottom of the hill.
No, I mean
And-
in the garden itself.
No, for sure. We're not. No, I'm explaining the setup. There is no pop-ups in the middle. There's no pop-ups in the middle. The challenge there is the roots. That's the challenge. We have ball cypress all around this area. So if we were to install anything, we'd have to work around the roots of the tree to plant something in the middle. So
I'm
you-
talking about the garden that's 6 or 8 feet away from the foundation of the building, between the sidewalk and the building.
Yes, sir.
That's the grass I'm talking about.
Yeah, the grass is located towards the south side, and some of the north side, and some of them on the south side. So the challenge there,
No, you're way out close to the lake right now, Hugo. I'm talking about up by the building.
are you talking about Pecan Grove?
Uh-huh.
Pecan Grove. Okay.
If you're standing on my patio
Mhm.
and go 6 feet, that garden there, it's those pop-ups on either side of that garden.
Yeah. No, you have again pop-ups on the west side, and then pop-ups on the east side of that bed. So the coverage without the grass, if the grass wasn't there, those pop-ups would be sufficient, right?
Right.
The only thing that I can think of is removing the pop-ups, which are 12 inches already, and then installing risers. And what are risers? Risers are tubing, right? It's just tubing that stick up from the ground, and it has a nozzle on top. And then when it comes on, it's above the grass, and it can irrigate above the grass.
Currently in the ready position.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So that's the solution.
My recommendation is that
Mhm.
we look at, that area to see if something needs to be done, and then
Yeah,
get a
sure.
proposal if appropriate.
I agree. Yeah. No, this engineers of irrigation, they thought of everything. I'm telling you, and it works.
Yeah, I
When
know-
it's applied.
I know the type you're talking about.
When it's applied. Okay. Before we move on to the next slide, is there any specific area you want to talk about?
Hugo,
Yes.
in the ex-rose garden at Emerald here, there has to be some watering issues there, because when we were trying to keep all those roses growing, they had to hand water them every day because there was getting no water. And you can see how the yellow, whatever that was growing over the things, since no one's watering them anymore because we gave up on the roses. They're dying. It's not the whole area, it's just half of that, whatever that place is called.
Oye, ¿saben si tenemos problemas ahí? Tenemos problemas aquí. Cuando la corrieron, ¿habían problemas ahí? Aquí reparamos, mira, aquí reparamos. Ahorita. Si das la vuelta, llegamos aquí. Todo está bien ahí. Dice que todos están marchitando ahí. Lo chequeamos. Okay. Yeah, we'll check it today. We're here. We're ready. But last time we checked it, it was working. You gotta imagine. Our obligation, HLS's obligation, is to check the system once a month, right? So once a month, my obligation is to run the irrigation and address the issues, or bring the big issues to Ms. Kennedy and put a work order in. But since this community requires a lot of irrigation, right, in a short period of time, we have to make repairs and adjustments throughout the month. So throughout the month, you'll see the two guys, my two technicians on site throughout the week. They're repairing. And once they get done here repairing, they got to go to the next job site. And then whenever something comes up, I got to call them up. The thing is, yes, it is my obligation to check everything, right? It's a hydraulic system. It's a moving part. That's the thing. It's not It's not permanent and it's constantly moving, right? So you imagine something that's constant. Yes, sir.
What is the source of the water for the pumps? Is it all the same?
No. Whenever our lakes get low, General Services drafts water from, I think, the public source, right? From the lake to the lake. So that's where the water source comes from.
From the lake?
Yeah, and then when the lake water gets low, they bring in water from the well. Yeah. So
That's very
we have
good.
to be careful of leaks. We have to address leaks so we're not wasting water, right? So it's
So we should be reporting leaks when we see it.
you can, but it's my obligation. It's my obligation to address that. I don't want to add you more work. That's my job. That is my job. Yes, sir.
The pumps, I mean, the system is turned on in a zone and it's supposed to run for 15 minutes at 2 in the morning.
For example, yes, an example.
As an example.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know that all of those areas are running as we think it's running? That it's not running for 4 hours or that type of thing?
It can happen. It can happen, and it has happened where a zone runs for 4 hours until.
Or it runs for 5 minutes.
No.
Well, how do we know?
It's got a schedule. No, there's a schedule programmed to the
How
motherboard.
do we know it's working?
Okay. So if you have a specific question about a specific area, please get with Meg, and then I can give you the approximate time of what time it's supposed to run. Now, there's a report turned into General Services of how long each zone runs. Again, each zone is different based on what the plant is, how much plant I have, if it's newly planted, right? If it's drip line, I'll run it more than it's if a pop-up, right? So it all depends on what area we're talking about. Now, the question is, well, Hugo, how do you make sure that you know that the area is irrigating? Well, that's why I had the two gentlemen in the back that do the tests. They do the walkthrough once a month, and they run the system.
But they don't run it. They're running it manually at that point. What I'm asking is how do we know that it, I mean, other than the plants are dying,
Mhm.
you know, that's the best way. I don't know that there's any other way.
So if you imagine, if I was to run the system as it's supposed to run program, right? I would have to start at 6 a.m. and then probably finish at 2 a.m. around that time. So no, it's not possible to let it run. It's program time. That's why we do the manual tests to make sure that it's running, right? I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. That's what some engineer came up with the controller, right? The controller's supposed to do that operation. Now, if the controller's showing a electronic issue, it's going to give me a fault. It's going to give me a reading at the controller. And then my guys are going to look at it and they're going to notate, okay, zone 17, fault. Got to go check it out. You know, and they do their magic. It's all real technical work. Their work is real technical. I can't tell you that I have enough confidence to do their job. But they report to me, and then any grain issues, I report to Ms. Kennedy.
Do electrical outage affect your sensors and nodes and controllers?
Not the nodes. The nodes are battery operated.
Okay.
So no, they're not central. They're not plugged into the central system. But yes, if you were to have a interruption of electrical current, it would glitch. There's, I think there's a backup. ¿Cuánto puede correr sin corriente los controles? Los de Hunter, ICC.
¿Sin corriente?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. Once I lose power to the outlet, I have no power to the controller.
I didn't understand the answer.
Yeah, so no, for the big controllers, the large controllers, if I lose power to the outlet or to the system, I don't have any power to the controller.
Of course, you don't have a pump either. Pumps are electric, aren't they?
Yes, there's an electric component to the pump, yes.
So does the automatic controllers automatically reset?
Those are hardwired. Yes, those are hardwired.
So they'll automatically reset when the electricity comes back on?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sal.
All right. Is there any other question? Yes, sir.
This is a plant maintenance question. That construction area of neighborhood 3, where they have the terrace walls with all that stone in there, and all the weeds growing up through the stone, all the way over to the corner of the lake where the new construction ends. When that's turned over to you, do you have any idea how in the world you're gonna maintain that and keep that from happening?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The same way that I keep with the same walls, similar walls. We're probably gonna have to tie a safety lantern to the rail, and then my guy's gonna have to walk it and hand pull them. After they're hand pulled, they're gonna have to be sprayed. I mean, they put down the weed fabric, and you still get weeds. So,
Once you hand pull them, is there anything you can do to try to keep them from coming back?
absolutely,
Pre-emergent type thing or something?
absolutely, and we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll coordinate with General Services, because that has to be scheduled.
Have they given you a time when that may be turned over to you, more or less?
I'll communicate with General Services, and they'll let me know.
Whiting Turner is supposed to manage the initial weed pulling of that area. Hi, Mr. Cobb. And then we'll turn it over to HLS. But just keep in mind that the neighborhood 3 construction is not really complete until the amphitheater bird's nest is complete. So we are not seeing a finished product just yet.
When is the bird nest gonna be?
Soon,
What
I
is
hope.
the bird nest?
It's an amphitheater for entertainment, and furniture was delivered today. So if you live that way, you should take a peek.
All right. Any questions? Any other questions? Yes. Right here in the front. Yes.
Well, this is a plant question about.
Yeah, go ahead.
The sunflowers that are growing into trees over there. Why can't they be taken out now?
We're putting pressure on Whiting Turner to do that, because that is still undeveloped land that should be maintained by Whiting Turner, our construction company.
But they haven't done what they were supposed to have done for neighborhood 3, Cardinal Run and Mockingbird in their year-long period. Are we positive that they're going to take care of that area?
Those have been our conversations, and Steve and Jorge are involved in them as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Will the poison or whatever you put in to kill all the things there
Mhm.
do anything to the turtles and it'll get into the lake, won't it?
No. This is why we'll coordinate with General Services, because there has to be a dry day and wind less than 5 miles an hour, or 5 knots. So winds less than 5 knots and a dry day.
Yeah, but won't some of it drip into the lake?
No, it dries up.
Okay.
It dries up. No. I care for turtles. I like turtles. Yes.
Just a suggestion for plants when they're weeding,
Uh-huh.
can they take a shovel with them and get the roots out from the weeds, just not pull them off from the top? Because that's what I'm seeing when I watch people.
Yeah. No, there's a guy.
Just take the roots out.
Yeah, there's a guy that's with the weed eater, and sometimes he's going so fast. No.
Go down and dig.
No, absolutely. There's 2 guys. One guy right now is hand pulling weeds at Mockingbird Plaza.
Well, what I'm seeing when they're coming
And-
and weeding is that they're taking them off from the top.
And there's
Watch
another,
them do it.
and there's another guy with the weed eater, and sometimes he'll work so fast that he'll unintentionally whack it, but he's trying to advance as fast as he can. But no, well, I think we had a conversation about hand pulling weeds. We agree that hand pulling weeds is not the same as weed whacking weeds.
No, it's not the same.
Not the same. No.
We've agreed
Right.
on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, we're almost running out of time. Well,
I will let Kristen Kennedy know, to let Whiting Turner know, to dig out these sunflowers.
Right. It's on my list. Just get rid of it.
Okay.
Are there other questions about the irrigation?
I think we're running out of time. Okay, so I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close this out, and I want to thank everyone. But I do want to let you know that since I started this this assignment, we've come a long way with the irrigation. I mean, from the very first couple of weeks that I was here, I started with a busted pipe from the pump, right? That we had to do emergency repairs, and I mean, we come a long way, honestly.
When did you start?
I started. When did I start? I don't know.
It's not quite 2 years.
2 years ago. I think it's like 3 years. I was going for 3 years. But yeah, we.
Seemed like a long time, but it's.
It's continuous.
We made a big mistake when we didn't hire you the first time.
So we come a long way, and we still have a lot of work to do. Again, irrigation is a moving part. You got to understand this. Every day it's moving, and there's water pressure fluctuating, and we have to repair what needs to be repaired. And I welcome your input. If you see anything that's leaking, please let General Services know so we can address it.
Put in a work order to General Services, then General Services calls HLS. The Landscape Committee deals with green and brown. So if there are ants, that's a work order. They're not green or brown. And if there's a sidewalk light down, that's not green or brown. So that is a work order. Those go to General Services.
Oh, the lights.
The
Yeah.
sidewalk lights. Yes.
And I also want to say that our porters are also a tremendous help. The porters are on top of me. They're saying, hey, Hugo, where are you with this? Hey, Hugo, this is running. Hey, Hugo. So they're on top of me. Every day I get messages. So I want to thank them for their dedication.
They're our eyes on the ground.
Yes.
Those
Thank you,
guys
guys.
back there. I would like quickly, in 1 minute, to introduce to you our landscape committee. Our secretary is Sue Hain. Audubon Clubhouse, we go by zones, but I will give the buildings. Audubon Clubhouse is Ann Ludeman, and Piney Woods is Joe Mary Rice. Con Grove is Mike Broniker, and Plum Tree is newly Susan McLaughlin, yay. Red Crossing is Frank Maresca. Amarillo Terrace is Hilltrap Benham. And Galveston Crossing is Loretta Chadwick. Austin Square on the south side and coming around towards Waterloo is J.M. Straphatch right there. And I am Austin Square, the main parking lot, the north side and the other west side. And Barry Thompson has the lakeside wildflower area. And new and with me for Hummingbird Square and the bird nest is Marilyn Elin, who I just met today, and newest on our committee. And then Mockingbird Plaza is our Bernice Hotman, and she's got the parking lot on the north side. Cardinal Run is Connie Smith, and Bayou Vista is Pat's Coachworth with Meg. And we cover this territory, and it's a growing situation. So thank you all very much for being here, and Frankie, thank you for recording.
Yeah.